We have a new HOH, our first woman HOH of the season. I have to give props to Sarah Beth for becoming the first HOH of the season. I know I shit on her a lot, and I'm probably going to do it again, but I am glad we finally have a woman HOH fucking midway through the season. Before we get into this first HOH, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff that happened before Thursday's usual terribly edited episode. But just to talk about how I feel like why it is so hard for the outsiders to realize the cookout as a whole is because there's just so many different kind of blind spots, because obviously there's a lot of drama between some people in the house. But even I think Hannah is the blind spot for Derek X and Claire, because they started to piece like Xavier and Ozza and Tiffany and Derek F working together on Thursday morning. And I think that's because of the time that Xavier held that little psychiatrist like couples counseling between Ozza and Tiffany, kind of making it a little obvious that there's some kind of working relationship there. But I think they don't group Hannah into all of this because, quite frankly, Derek X and Claire don't really respect Hannah's game, and they just don't see her as being involved in a lot of these alliances because she wasn't. So it's made for a good distraction for Hannah's sake and for the cookout's sake that she was not in all of these stupid alliances that Tiffany and Claire put themselves in those first few weeks of the game. Now let's talk about Sarah Beth as HOH. Like the thing she's doing better than Kylan is just, communicating better than Kylan and having quick, concise one-on-ones that don't involve fucking candy and shit to, Kylan's weird planning, and Derek X did the same thing. So I'm glad she did not approach the HOH that way. She had one-on-ones, got people's point of views. So I like the way she's running it to not be fucking messy and crazy, but she still has something in common with both Derek X and Kylan, in that I just don't feel like, as of right now, she's not picking a target that helps her any. Derek X's HOH was messy, but he pulled it together in the end. Kylan's was messy and just hurt a lot of shit, made things harder, and I don't think he's recovered yet. And now with Sarah Beth winning, I mean, he's safe again. But I just feel like these two are just primed to have to just keep winning HOHs, or they're eventually going to be on the block together in the next 2 weeks. Or at the shitty rumored triple eviction. Oh my God. The season started well, but I'm telling you, production has started their usual bullshit to just fuck it all up. I can't believe they're going to do another triple eviction, which is just such lazy shit for these Big Brother shows. You just lose so much I don't know. Like, I see why they did it on All Stars, because everybody was bored and the alliance sucked from the very beginning. Now I could see, the cookout is dominating, but I just don't think this is the season to have another triple eviction and just fuck up possible drama and dynamics that you're cheating viewers who are watching this whole long ass season that sometimes drag, to just have a triple eviction and 3 people go home in one night. It's just terrible fucking television. And it just sucks for the viewers that you put in all this time to have people go out in one night like that. But anyways, Sarah Beth had her one-on-ones. She talked with Alyssa, who Alyssa gave Sarah Beth truths. Said that Tiffany reacted poorly when Derek X didn't win to stop Sarah Beth from winning. and just brought up things about how Claire and Derek X and other players were kind of pushing Kylan and Sarah Beth under the bus with the votes this week for Brittany and Derek F. But Sarah Beth didn't buy a lot of that. She then talked with Tiffany, and Sarah Beth wants to try and once again gather that girls' alliance that has not kept in contact much whatsoever with Tiffany and Claire. So she's trying to salvage that, even though she's let it go to the wayside. But she just does not pick up on these things. That's been Sarah Beth's problem this entire game, is she's been so up under Kylan that she's oblivious to literally almost everything that's going on in this house. So of course she's oblivious to the cookout because she's just oblivious in fucking general. Because she's put all her eggs in Kylan's basket from basically week one, if not day one, it seems like, and has never been able to develop any kind of like dynamic game at all. But anyways, then she talked to Claire. They had a pretty good talk. But once again, it was about basically Sarah Beth's whole thing is about the money this week and trying to get the fucking random wheel twist to be used. So I mean, on one hand, I can't blame Sarah Beth for trying to salvage that girls' alliance with Claire and Tiffany, but we'll get back to that. Who else did she talk to? I mean, she talked with everybody. She talked with Azza. Azza, per usual, just tells it like it is, just very honest. And every time the HOH seems to respect it enough. So we'll see if Azza can once again escape being nommed, at least not by the HOH, maybe by the random will she'll be nommed. But I don't exactly know Sarah Beth's initial nomination plan. I stopped watching around 1-ish Pacific time. So anything that happened after the HOH room reveal, I did not watch. And I don't plan on watching until sometime deep into Friday, going back and watching the feeds. But anyway, she talked to Derek F. Derek F sucks at just gaming. Talking game and making deals is not his strong suit. But I digress. She had a good talk with Derek X as well. I mean, Kylan was trying to plant seeds against Claire and Derek X. But Sarah Beth, in her talks with them, seemed to try to develop more trust, although Derek X did not give her, like, he kept hiding things from Sarah Beth, because I think Derek X still has PTSD from that first week when he wasn't talking too much, even though he still talks too much, because the fact that he's told everybody he got the 100, which is so bad, because even if he goes for that coup d'etat type coin flip power, they're going to know it was him. So once again, just like BB can, is going to defeat the purpose of it being secret. But then she had a pretty good talk with Xavier. I think Xavier maybe got through to her a little bit, because what I've been trying to get at is that Sarah Beth seems to want to target Alyssa. She wants to target Alyssa because when the Christian was HOH, she thinks that Christian and Alyssa were the only ones to tell Hannah that Sarah Beth was targeting her. And then when Sarah Beth was on the block, Alyssa was trying to help Christian stay in the game. So I could kind of see why Sarah Beth wants to target Alyssa. But because Sarah Beth is so blind, the person that's been coming after Sarah Beth the hardest is Tiffany. And I know people want to give Tiffany credit for like misting Sarah Beth, but it's not that. It's just that Sarah Beth is oblivious to almost everything in this game. So she doesn't see that Tiffany's been coming after her so hard, even though there was a point when Kylan tried to tell her that Tiffany and Claire were trying to flip the votes for Christian to stay when Sarah Beth was on the block. Alas, she wants to target Alyssa, even though that truly does nothing for her game whatsoever. But we'll see if that even happens, because we have to deal with a possible random will twist which to me is still so fucking absurd. God, this show is out of ideas. I can't believe they're going to rely on a random will to somebody get nominated. But yeah, I don't know if she's trying to nominate one of Xavier and Alyssa next to Derek F. At first, I thought that was her plan, in hopes that Alyssa gets enough money to play the roulette thing. But then Sarah Beth also wants somebody that's not nominated to play the roulette thing and save one of her possible nominations. I don't know if that's the case. There's speculation that she's going to just nominate the Jokers as pawns, hope one of them have enough money or somebody plays the roulette to take one of them off, and then she backdoors somebody. But I have no idea if she's going to stick to wanting Alyssa out or if Kylan can convince her to backdoor Derek X, or if she's planning on backdooring Xavier. She has a lot of options, but unfortunately, we have to get through this stupid, miserable, ridiculous twist first to really tell what this HOH can do. That's about it. I just think Tiffany's had a one-sided rival with Sarah Beth, which has been ridiculous. And Sarah Beth's oblivious to all of it. But if Sarah Beth goes against her own game, which is probable now, and just tries to take out Alyssa, we have 3 HOHs in a row that just fuck up their own game.